Hello, Gordon, G3PXT here. Thought I'd put a little video together to show you how Gordon operates FT4, FT8. So first time I put a video together, so please take that in mind when viewing this relevant video. First of all, one of the most important things when running some of these data modes is a time there. The program I use is called Dimension 4. This one is set up on the NTP server at Cambridge, and as you see, the last time it set was at 0.025 seconds. This sets in the background and syncs. The standard computer clock is not good enough to keep the time correct, so we need to keep the time correct. I'll just put that back in the tray. The other program I use is Ham Radio Deluxe. The free version is available from DP0 Italy Papa. If you have a look on his website, you can download it from there. This controls my radio, which is the Kenwood TS590. Use a number of antennas, and we do run a linear, the ACOM 1500 down there. So we do run whatever power we reckon is necessary for the stations we are calling. Software you're using at the moment is the JTDX suite of software from Joe Taylor's organisation K1J2. It's a derivative based on his work. This is much more sensitive than the others, but you will need to put the others in if you're required to use some other modes or work contests with the FT4. The other piece of software I use is JT Alert. Now, this is an Australian piece of software from YL in Australia, and this enables my FT8 QSOs to be logged directly to my HRD logbook. And all I have to do is to hit the refresh button up here, and any QSOs that I've had are automatically moved into the logbook. So there. At the moment we're running on 40 meters FT8. You will notice the call I'm using today is Golf Bravo 60 ATG. I often use this call. It's the Bartaga anniversary call. Okay, a little bit about what's happening on the screen. The red line running across the bottom means it's in TX mode. You see the red button there with the says TX. The other bar at this side shows you the receiving, and that wants to show between 65 and about 70 on that dial. You can set this up depending on how your software is done. Mine's from the 590. So I get it pretty close with the 590s menu, and then I tweak it by using the menu, the sound card menu. That call there you just heard in was my other radio, which is looking at 6 meters, and it's an Italian just calling in on 6 meters there. That's on my Kenwood TS2000 with a 2-element quad facing southeast, and there's an Italian just called. I might just give him a call. To do that, I literally move my pointer to his call sign. I click twice on his call sign. It puts his call sign in this box. The TX automatically goes into TX. Now that will TX to him, and if he comes back, it will automatically follow through the sequence and work him. So no problem. So hopefully it helps a little bit on the operation of the controls and how I operate my station. So other controls that you might see, other screens I have. The screen that's on there at the moment is a pan adapter on my Kenwood 590 with an RSP1. And the other screen here is a little tablet looking at DSK maps, all PSK reporters, so I know where my signals are being heard. there, so it gives you an idea what's happening. Don't know what my Italian friend was doing, if he's there again, or is it just a one-off? Just a one-off, he's just disappeared. So we'll just put that back into TX. I use one mouse, as you probably notice. I've got three computers, 3 tower computers, and one mouse, one keyboard, being controlled by a program called Synergy. There, so I can maneuver the mouse around. Quite often I manage to lose the mouse because you keep losing it on one screen or the other. Talking of screens, third screen here is looking on 30 meters, and that's connected to my TSB 2000. Yes, I have 3 HF radios all wired ready to operate with no problem. And we can transmit on any combination of bands that we want. So let's see if this is going to go through a sequence for you and give you an idea how the sequence runs. Okay, on 40 it's calling CQ again at the moment. If nobody comes back, we'll move the pointer to the general box down here. The only calls I see in here are ones that I haven't worked in the general box. So these are stations, if they've got a box round them, that means I haven't worked them. CQ. So I haven't worked that German. Give it a double click like that. It's automatically gone straight to the German. That's the current time. That's his signal report. That's his clock. It's 0.1. So that's pretty accurate. That's his frequency of transmitting. There's his call sign. This is me transmitting back. That's the frequency I'm transmitting on, and that's the information I'm sending to him. Probably won't get him because he was -22, which is quite weak. He possibly wouldn't have even been audible on my visible on the waterfall, or even audible if he was the only station on the band. So we'll just try again on another station. As you can see, many stations come in, and you don't have long between the green line getting to its end and the period to transmit just about fills in there, and we're going back to a Polish station this time. He's a bit better, he's -9. Again, there's the signal. If you look here, you will see that there is an Italian here, and let's just get that in thing. And he's 1.7 seconds out, so it shows you his clock is quite out. Because his clock's so far out, unless I'm very strong with him, he wouldn't hear me. He will miss out on a lot of signals. There's another one here in Italian, 1.2, and there's even a shortwave, but MX1 SWL, which is 1.3. I don't know if that particular one happens to be on there. With JT Alert, you have a facility called send a text message, and if it said he was online, I could have sent a little message in this box to tell him his clock was out, and he would get a little box switch up on his screen to inform him that his clock was out of time, because that will cause him problems over there. Yes, I have mentioned the time a couple of times. It's most important, the time. With the JT Alert, if you get too many stations that are showing time, the software presumes that your clock is out, and this box here, band activity, will come back with check time. Okay, there's the Czech Republic calling me now. He's giving me a +04 signal. I'm sending him an R +06, which is rogering his report and sending his report. Now the next thing we need from him is a roger, and we'll see if that comes when this green line gets to about here. His signal will come. If so, this button will change automatically straight down to 7.3. Box here, it says it's logged it, and that's gone towards the logbook. Then we just wait till this clears at the end, hit clear DX, and it will next time round will go automatically to call CQ unless he hasn't had my 7.3, at which case he will send R signal again, and it will go back and send 7.3 back to him. So there's the 7.3. and mine has now gone straight out to send CQ again. So it gives you an idea how fast and quick it runs, and this is running on FT8, which is 15 seconds. If we were to go to FT4, we would be running at 7.5 seconds, twice as quick to operate the QSOs. So, hope that answers a few questions. The slider up here, there, you adjust on my particular radio to set to make sure that you don't run any ALC. It's the audio level from the computer to the radio. But if you are using an interface box like a signal link, like that, you would then use the TX control to set the ALC, and you would use the RX control to set the audio level. It's just gone and worked on a station in Spain whilst we've been away from the screen. There's a Spanish station going through, so it just gives you an idea how fast you can work stations there. So hope that helps to get a few pointers. Any other questions you have, please email me. You'll find my my email address on my QRZ page, or you could also talk to me on 145450 or NB. The other radio has now gone and working in an English station. Who are we working? We're M0SAA Barry in Brandon, and that's on 50 megs, so that is automatically gone because that was left in the CQ mode, and it's automatically picked him up as when he picked me up. Here's the reply. He's given me -14, he was -20. This equipment is running 100 watts to a 2-element quad, pointing southeast at the moment. So obviously it's bouncing off possibly a sporadic E-cloud. There are a few clouds about, as you can see on the DX maps. So that's Gordon. Thank you. I hope it's a reasonable video for you. For the first time I've had a play with a video. Clocks at different times before you say one's in GMT and one's in BST. From Gordon, G3PXT, and that's the temperature in the shack minus a digit in the middle of the display. Let's see if we can stop the machine. Being awkward to stop, can't seem to stop it. Just let it sit there again. There's another station calling while I try and click off this button, which is being awkward on me to turn off the video.